I once had a customer roll into the shop with 361,000 miles on the odometer. Original engine. Original transmission. He wasn't there because something broke. He just wanted an oil change and a tire rotation. That car didn't owe him anything, but it kept showing up anyway. After years of seeing which cars survive neglect, bad owners, missed oil changes, and real-world abuse, I can tell you this: reliability isn't what brochures say it is. It's what still runs when everything else has already tapped out. Today, I'm breaking down 6 cars mechanics actually recommend when reliability truly matters. Not hype. Not brand loyalty. Not what sells warranties. These are the cars that quietly rack up miles while flashier options die young. I'm ranking them by real shop experience, frequency of major failures, and how often I see them cross mileage numbers most cars never touch. We're starting with the underrated ones and working our way up. Let's get into it. Number 6 is the car people underestimate because it looks too normal to be special. The Toyota Corolla. This thing is the poster child for reliability, and there's a reason it keeps showing up at the top of every list. I've lost count of how many Corollas I've seen pass 300,000 miles without a rebuild. And not garage queens either. Daily commuters. Delivery drivers. Students who forget oil changes until the reminder light starts yelling at them. The secret is boring engineering. Small displacement engines. Conservative tuning. No unnecessary stress on internal components. Toyota doesn't chase peak horsepower numbers here. The 1.8 and 2.0-liter engines are built to survive abuse, not win drag races. Timing chains instead of belts. Proven torque converter automatics instead of experimental transmissions. That's mechanic gold. Annual maintenance is low, usually under $400 if you're doing basic upkeep. When something does break, parts are everywhere and cheap. Water pumps, alternators, sensors, nothing exotic. The biggest killer I see is neglect, not design flaws. If you want one, the 2014 to 2019 models are a sweet spot. Avoid the temptation to overpay for brand new tech. The older ones already solved the problems. The Corolla isn't exciting. It doesn't need to be. It's transportation that doesn't ask questions. And that's exactly why it's here. Number 5 is another car people think they're too good for, until it outlasts everything else in the driveway. The Honda Civic. I've worked with fleet mechanics who swear by these things. Civics are predictable. That's the highest compliment you can give a car. Oil changes. Brakes. Suspension wear. Very few surprises. I had a 2012 Civic come in recently with 278,000 miles. Original engine. Original transmission. The owner just wanted new shocks because the ride was getting soft. Honda's naturally aspirated engines are the key here. The older 1.8 and 2.0-liter engines don't rely on turbos or complex systems. They breathe easy. They're not pushed to the edge. That means long life. Average annual maintenance runs under $480, which is well below the segment average. Now, quick warning. Newer turbocharged Civics are still too young to crown as immortal. Some oil dilution issues have popped up. If you want proven reliability, stick to pre-2020 naturally aspirated models. Check service records, especially transmission fluid changes. These cars reward owners who do the basics. The Civic is for people who want something a little more engaging than a Corolla but still dead reliable. It's the car that quietly makes mechanics look lazy because there's nothing to fix. Number 4 is where we step into luxury, without the luxury headaches. The Lexus RX. This is the SUV I recommend when someone says, I want comfort, but I don't want to finance repairs. The RX is a masterclass in what not to overcomplicate. It consistently ranks higher than Toyota itself in dependability studies, and that's not an accident. Underneath the leather and sound deadening is Toyota DNA. Proven V6 engines. Conservative tuning. No air suspension nightmares. No experimental drivetrains. I've seen RX models come in with 300,000 miles still riding like they've got half that. Repairs cost a bit more than a Toyota, but here's the thing, you don't do them often. Brake jobs. Fluids. The occasional water pump. That's usually it. I had a 2008 RX 350 roll-in with 332,000 miles last year. The owner's biggest complaint was a cracked cup holder. If you're shopping, 2013 to 2019 models are the sweet spot. Skip the earliest hybrid versions if you're planning extreme mileage. Hybrid batteries aren't cheap when they finally give up. The RX is perfect for families, commuters, and anyone who wants stress-free ownership without feeling like they're driving an appliance. That's the first half of the list. We've covered the reliable daily drivers and the luxury tank that refuses to die. But the next three cars are where things get serious. These are the vehicles mechanics point to when someone says, "I don't care how it looks. I just want it to last." When you're ready, ask for the second half, because the top three are the ones that earn their reputation the hard way. Now we're into the top three. This is where the difference between reliable on paper and reliable in real life becomes painfully obvious. These are the cars I see still running when owners stop caring. When maintenance gets sloppy. When miles pile on faster than excuses. These are the ones that survive real ownership. Number 3 is the compact SUV that mechanics quietly trust more than almost anything else on the road. The Toyota RAV4. Gas or hybrid. If you've ever wondered why every neighborhood has at least 3 of these parked outside, this is why. The RAV4 isn't just popular, it's durable in a way most modern crossovers aren't. Toyota's 2.5-liter engine is one of the most overbuilt 4-cylinders still in production. It's not flashy. It's not stressed. It's tuned to live a long, boring life. I've personally seen RAV4s with 280,000 to 350,000 miles still on original engines and transmissions. And these weren't owned by enthusiasts. These were family haulers, grocery getters, Uber vehicles, cars that never got babied. The reason mechanics trust this platform is simple. Toyota didn't experiment here. Traditional automatic transmissions. Proven hybrid systems that have been refined for over a decade. No unnecessary complexity. Even the hybrid version, which scares some buyers, is one of the most reliable hybrids ever made. The electric motors reduce strain on the engine, and Toyota's battery management is conservative to a fault. Maintenance costs are low. Around $450 to $550 annually for a 10-year-old example. That includes oil changes, brakes, and the occasional suspension component. Major repairs are rare. Transmission failures are almost unheard of if fluid is serviced. Engine failures. Usually owner neglect, not design. If you're buying used, 2013 to 2018 gas models are nearly bulletproof. The 2019 Plus models are still looking strong, but the older ones already proved themselves. Watch for rear suspension bushings after 150,000 miles. That's a wear item, not a flaw. And if it's a hybrid, make sure the cooling fan filter isn't clogged. That's a $20 fix that saves a $3,000 battery. The RAV4 is perfect for people who want one vehicle that does everything and never complains. Families. Long-distance commuters. Anyone who keeps cars until the wheels fall off. If you want excitement, look elsewhere. If you want something that shows up every morning for 20 years, this is it. Number 2 is the car that proves reliability isn't just about engines, it's about balance. The Subaru Forester. Now, I know Subaru gets mixed reactions. Some mechanics love them. Some swear them off. But here's the reality. When properly maintained, the Forester is one of the most consistent long-term vehicles on the road today. Especially the non-turbo models. What sets the Forester apart isn't just the engine. It's the way the entire drivetrain works together. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system distributes power evenly, which reduces stress on individual components. That means less uneven tire wear, less brake imbalance, and fewer suspension issues over time. That stuff adds up after 200,000 miles. I had a 2016 Forester come in not long ago with 264,000 miles. Original engine. Original CVT. That sentence alone used to be unthinkable for CVTs, but Subaru learned from its early mistakes. The newer CVTs, when serviced, are holding up far better than people expect. The key phrase there is, when serviced. CVT fluid changes every 60,000 miles are non-negotiable. Owners who skip that are the ones who complain. Owners who follow it quietly rack up miles without drama. Annual maintenance runs around $500 to $600. Slightly higher than a Corolla or Civic, but you're getting standard all-wheel drive and better winter capability. Head gasket nightmares? That's mostly older Subarus from the early 2000s. The newer engines fixed that issue. Oil consumption can happen, but it's manageable if you check levels. The Forester is ideal for people who live in harsh climates, rural areas, or anywhere roads aren't perfect. Snow, rain, gravel, it doesn't care. It's not fast. It's not luxurious. But it's honest. And honesty lasts. Skip the turbo models if longevity is your goal. Stick to naturally aspirated engines from 2015 onward. Check service records. Look underneath for rust if you're in the salt belt. Do that, and the Forester will reward you with miles most crossovers never see. And now, number 1. The car mechanics recommend when reliability actually matters. This is the one that shows up with 300,000 miles like it's no big deal. The one that owners stopped worrying about years ago. The one that refuses to die even when neglected. The Mazda CX-5. Yes, Mazda. And if you're surprised, you haven't been paying attention. Mazda quietly did something brilliant while everyone else chased turbos, CVTs, and complicated tech. They went simple. Naturally aspirated Skyactiv G engines. Traditional 6-speed automatic transmissions. No gimmicks. No experiments. Just refined, proven engineering. I've seen CX-5s with 250,000 miles still driving tight. No rattles. No drivetrain drama. The engine design is efficient without being stressed. High compression, yes, but engineered properly. And unlike many direct injection engines, Mazda minimized carbon buildup issues that plague competitors. The transmission deserves special mention. While other brands chased CVTs and dual-clutch gearboxes, Mazda stuck with a torque converter automatic. Mechanics love that decision. Fluid changes every 60,000 miles keep them alive indefinitely. Rebuilds are rare. Failures are even rarer. Maintenance costs average around $500 per year. That's shockingly low for a compact SUV. Parts are affordable. Repairs are straightforward. Water pumps run $500 to $700 installed. Suspension components last longer than expected. Electronics failures are minimal. If you're shopping, target 2016 to 2021 non-turbo models. The turbo engines are fun, but fun adds stress. If reliability is your goal, skip them. Check for regular oil changes. Inspect suspension bushings after 120,000 miles. That's about it. The CX-5 is perfect for people who want something that feels nice, drives well, and doesn't punish them for owning it long-term. It's the rare car that satisfies drivers and mechanics at the same time. That almost never happens. Here's the truth most buyers don't hear. Reliability isn't about brand loyalty. It's about engineering restraint. Every car on this list shares the same philosophy. Don't push components to their limits. Leave margin. Leave room for error. Build cars for real people, not just test cycles. The Corolla and Civic are the kings of cheap, predictable transportation. The Lexus RX proves luxury doesn't have to mean pain. The RAV4 is the do-everything tank. The Forester is the all-weather survivor. And the Mazda CX-5 is the modern sleeper, the one that quietly outlasts expectations. If you've owned any of these past 200,000 miles, you already know what I'm talking about. And if you're shopping right now, remember this: the most reliable car isn't the one with the best commercial. It's the one mechanics don't see very often.